Very quickly, I'll talk about characters in this movie that got recasted and other characters that had small roles. We get Boo Boo Stewart, who plays Seth Clearwater. He has only one scene. The rest of the movie, he's a wolf. He plays in Descendants as one of the main characters, and there's 3 movies. He's been in a few Disney Channel shows like Kickin' It, where he was like a guest star. And he also played an X-Men in X-Men Days of Future Past. That I'm blanking on the name right now. It's something with a W, though. And we also get one of the kids from Narnia in this movie as an extra that gets killed by Jasper that doesn't have any lines. But I'm pretty sure it's one of the kids from Narnia. Victoria got recasted. She was one of the villains in the first movie. And you'll never guess who she got recasted by. The girl that is in the Jurassic World movies and played Gwen Stacy in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3 movie. She does fine. She doesn't have that big of a role. The movie opens up like a horror movie, but it's fucking corny and cheesy. A guy is being chased, and he gets bit, and he just like screams, and they focus on that for probably a good 20 seconds. Jacob becomes even more toxic in the movie, and she just accepts his behavior. I do not understand how people were Team Jacob. And I think by timeline-wise, he would be 17 and she would be 19. So the age gap is still pretty weird. He still walks around shirtless for almost the entire fucking movie. Because, you know, Taylor Lautner is hot, so they gotta have him shirtless, I guess. So, yeah, Robert Pattinson says one throwaway line about him not wearing a shirt, saying, doesn't he own shirts? And that's it. It's just supposed to be a meta joke, I guess. Jacob kisses her without her consent because he thinks she's lying about not liking him. Wow. She punches him in the face. Edward is rightfully pissed at Jacob and gets really pissed about him at touching her without her consent and says he should never do that again. And Jacob responds with she doesn't know what she wants after he just forcibly kissed her without her consent. That's not rapey at all. What the fuck? The dad ends up asking what the situation is. He says, I kissed her. It was a misunderstanding. He never apologizes to her. She invites him to a party off screen. So he shows up to a party and she asks, what's he doing here? And he says, you invited me, remember? And he said, I punched you in the face. That was me uninviting you. But he gives her a wolf bracelet, so everything's all right now. He still has not apologized. He later in the movie makes a joke about how he kissed her without her consent and says he won't do it again. Oh, wow, I really love this dude. He's so likable. Eventually, he finds out that Bella and Edward are gonna get married, so he now says he's gonna go get himself killed in battle. Once again, wow, what a nice guy. She ends up kissing him to convince him not to go. He goes anyway, but she doesn't fight him. She was fighting for him to not go, but now he's going. She doesn't care. I don't... What is this writing? Edward doesn't care because he knows Bella loves him more. So he doesn't care that she cheated on him. What the fuck? Fucking toxic as hell. Also, he says I would blame it on my inner animal that I kissed you without your consent. It doesn't say that part, but he's like, I would blame it on my inner animal, but it was all me. Like, they were gonna try and use the excuse that he's a werewolf and that's the reason he sexually harassed her, but he decided, nope, it was all me. What the fuck? They also, like, don't understand what they want to do. Like, she doesn't want him to go fight or whatever because she's scared he'll get hurt. He smugly answers, well, you wanted me to be friends with Edward. We are now. But she tries to convince him not to do it. Eventually, Edward does not want to fight because he wants to keep Bella safe. And now Jacob's like, but you wouldn't convince me not to fight. Clearly, you don't care about me being hurt. Bitch, what the fuck? Did you forget what happened, like, not 10 minutes ago? And they just go back and forth with that whole idea. I did watch the unrated version. I'm not sure how much it changed, but this movie was decently violent. They also casually mentioned that Jasper, one of the good vampires, was a Confederate soldier. And Bella's only response to that is, you fought in the Civil War? Wow. You know, it definitely surprises me that there isn't many black characters in this movie. It definitely surprises me that there's not a lot of black people in the Twilight movies. That's for sure. There was like maybe one in the first movie, and then they randomly brought him in the second movie to immediately kill him off, and he hasn't been mentioned since. Yeah. Overall, this movie was really bad, though. I don't understand why Victoria was recasted if they were just going to kill her character in this movie anyway. Maybe that's why the actor didn't want to return. I don't know. This movie was something else. It was really boring and just made Jacob even more unlikable. Not that Edward is the most likable character ever, but Jesus, Jacob is evil. And now I don't like Bella either because she just cheated on Edward for like no reason. Fucking characters in Twilight are not real people. It's insane.